afternoon, welcome to the Loftus-Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria. We're in South Africa this Sunday for the first semi-final first leg in the inaugural African Football League, and this one should be quite something. Mamelodi Sundowns, the champions of South Africa, the Champions League winners in 2016, taking on the reigning African champions, Ahly of Egypt. And well, perfect conditions for football. It is pretty warm, it's wet as well. That should ensure that the ball runs nicely along the ground, and the stadium is filling up. Such anticipation here in Pretoria ahead of this one. Certainly these two great clubs have developed quite a rivalry in recent years. They met in the CAF Champions League last season, earlier this year, and that was a particularly memorable day for Mamelodi Sundowns. They got a very big victory here in this stadium against Ahly, and these teams making it to the semi-finals thanks to their quarter-final victories. In the case of Ahly, they needed away goals to get the better of Simba of Tanzania. A 2-2 draw away in the first leg in the opening match of this competition, and then a 1-1 draw in a pretty nervy return in Cairo. Mamelodi Sundowns, it was slightly more straightforward, a 2-0 win for them against Petro Atletico of Luanda in Angola in the first leg, and then a goalless draw here in the return, despite them playing much of that game down to 10 men. That is what has set up this fixture today, a party atmosphere in the stands, and certainly these fans who've turned up in the yellow of Mamelodi Sundowns or in some other form of club regalia on the basis that they would get in for free, and they have packed out the stands ahead of kick-off today. This match getting underway in less than 10 minutes time. The Ahly players are primed and ready for the big game atmosphere here today, and ready to renew this rivalry. It should be a terrific contest. Sundowns, who will perhaps feel that maybe they should have been the winners of the CAF Champions League last season. They were narrowly beaten in the semi-finals of that competition, and in the end it was Ahly who went on to win it over 2 legs against Wydad Casablanca of Morocco. A Wydad team are still involved in this African Football League, the inaugural edition, and well, certainly if this fixture would have been good enough to grace the final of this competition, it will give us an enthralling 2-legged semi-final. And on the other side of the draw, Wydad or Esperance await. The second semi-final is to come, the first leg to come later today. I'm delighted to say that Asamoah GYAN, the former Ghana captain, is with me for this one today, and he'll be keeping across this match and the second semi-final too. Asamoah, great to have you with us. How do you see this one going?
Thank you. This game is going to be a cracker. This is one of the games everybody's been waiting for. Talking about Ahly and Mamelodi Sundowns, you know, this game is a game to watch, and I can't wait for the whistle to start. You know, they met a couple of times. They met last year. They were beaten in the semi-final. It looks like this competition, Sundowns has got a bit of edge because Ahly hasn't proven the Ahly we know, and this is a new competition, and everybody is coming to win it. You know, so that makes it very, very interesting. And obviously, Sundowns is looking for the revenge. You know, and they have a very, very good coach, Rulani Mokwena. Very, very good coach, tactically good, and he's been able to go through the difficulties he had during the red card in the last game, and then he was able to control the game. You know, he's got a lot of technical players who can keep the ball so well. Ahly, for some reason, they've not been able to impress me that much in their first 2 games. You know, so that is what makes it interesting. It's a very, very tricky one there.
Yes, well, the teams are ready to make their way out onto the field here. Mamelodi Sundowns and Ahly renewing this rivalry which has developed over the years in continental competition, and which is going to produce two really intriguing fixtures. The first leg here and then the second leg coming in midweek. This competition, it's pretty fast moving. Of course, we're due to have the first leg of the final next weekend. And in the case of Ahly, well, it's an opportunity to add yet another continental title, the most decorated club in the African game, with their record extending 11th Champions League victory last season. And 9 of those victories, by the way, have come this century. It's been a remarkable period of success for the Cairo Red Devils. Mamelodi Sundowns, the Brazilians, the club who have dominated the South African scene in recent years, and the club who stand in the way of a North African victory in this competition. We saw Simba run Ahly close. We saw Enyimba put up a good showing against Wydad Casablanca, but ultimately was not enough. Tout-Puissant Mazembe falling by the wayside as well. And it will be a North African team which emerges victorious from the other semi-final between Esperance and Wydad. Let's see if Mamelodi Sundowns can make it a South African side in the final of this competition. Of course, the away goals rule is in place. It benefited Ahly in the quarter-final against Simba. And let's see if Sundowns can shut out this Ahly team today. We'll take you through the starting lineups shortly, but certainly a couple of intriguing selection decisions by Marcel Koller, the Ahly manager. In the attack, Hussein El Shahat and the prolific Kahraba not starting for the away side today. Anthony Modeste, the veteran who was so prolific in German football for so many years and then arrived in Egypt just a few weeks back, is among the substitutes today for Ahly. We'll show you the starting lineups shortly. That's the scene here at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria, which continues to fill up in the city of Pretoria, which has maybe got a bit of a hangover this morning because, of course, South Africans have been celebrating the Springboks victory in the Rugby World Cup in the final in France yesterday evening, when they edged out New Zealand in what I'm told by rugby fanatics was something of a cracker, but I must admit that I was too busy preparing for this game, Asamoah. So let's see what the mood is in the stands today, but certainly a carnival atmosphere in the build-up to this game. The rain continuing to fall, the teams emerge, the legendary colours of Mamelodi Sundowns and Ahly, the yellow on one side, the red and white on the other, and the teams emerge onto the field at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria. The first semi-final in the inaugural African Football League. And for Mamelodi Sundowns today, it's all about securing the advantage ahead of the upcoming return against the Egyptian giants of Ahly.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now the official anthem of the African Football League.
The official anthem of this new competition, which has already given us so much excitement, lots to talk about over the last few days in the quarter-finals. Now we're down to the last 4 stage. Mamelodi Sundowns fresh from a 2-0 aggregate victory against Petro Atletico of Angola. And their coach, Lulani Mokoena, who recently celebrated during that quarter-final tie 50 games in charge of Sundowns, making just the one change to his lineup today. It's an enforced one, and it comes in the defence. Grant Kekana, one of many South African internationals coming into the lineup today for Sundowns, with the Mutobi Mvala suspended following his red card early in that quarter-final second leg. Otherwise, Sundowns are unchanged and, well, not really a surprise given the way they played in that quarter-final.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they really how they played. In all the two games, they were able to keep the ball, and it's something that I've seen about this Mamelodi Sundowns team. They're able to keep possession even under pressure. And the most interesting thing is they have the goalkeeper Williams, who also involves in play, who initiates the build-up play and everything. And they look very, very dangerous with the ball, and I'm very, very comfortable with the ball. And when you talk about Ahly, for these two games, they have been moving the ball very, very slow for some reasons. I don't know why, but this is a different level altogether. They know this is a dangerous opposition, and they can lift up their game a bit. And if they do that, this game is going to be very, very interesting.
We saw the referee from Benin today, and we see the VAR team as well. This is the Ahly starting lineup, and mentioned a couple of interesting selection decisions made by the manager Marcel Koller, and the decision to start with Salah Mohsen in the attack today. Reda Slim playing as well, Hussein El Shahat and Mahmoud Kahraba, the players who make way for them. Two changes then in total for this Ahly team. There is the manager Marcel Koller, whose side somewhat scraped past Simba in the quarter-finals on away goals. Are you surprised, Asamoah, that Kahraba in particular is not in the starting lineup? Is it a case of resting him ahead of the return leg when they will have that probably very important home advantage?
It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. He's the one who normally scores for them, and I think maybe he might have some physical problems. I should think so, because I've been there, and sometimes people might wonder why a player who scored two goals in 2 games, and then being on the bench. Maybe there might be a slight last-minute change or something. So let's see how he's going to play. Like maybe it's a tactical change or something.
So we're underway. Mamelodi Sundowns shooting from left to right in the first half here, in front of well, a frenzied crowd at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria. They're still arriving, and Sundowns in possession, a team that played some mesmerising football domestically and on the continental scene last season, on the way to winning a 6th consecutive South African title and reaching the CAF Champions League semi-finals as well, missing out in that competition. Ahly, who lost heavily here in the Champions League last season, in possession now. Reda Slim playing the 1-2 and brought down. The referee's given the free kick. Free kick then to the away side, and an opportunity for them early on. Take a look at the challenge by Kuliso Mudau. We have Ali Malul, the experienced Tunisian fullback, who is such a threat from a dead ball. 5 red shirts in the penalty box. Still the fans flooding into the stadium, you can see. The referee just with telling off for Rami Rabia. All smiles in there, but an opportunity for Malul to deliver this free kick. The referee is keeping a close eye on any pushing and shoving in the area. It's headed away. To drill back in very powerfully, but straight into the arms of Ronwin Williams, rather than playing it short and building up from the back. Chooses to go long. Back with Reda Slim once again, playing on this left-hand side for Ahly today, and making a real nuisance of himself in the opening minutes.
Luckily, have started the game very, very well, and I think they are beginning to understand the opposition they are playing. So I think this game they've started very, very well, and if they continue like this, it's going to be very, very interesting.
Well, it's going to be a problem for Mudau that he has already got himself a yellow card, just flapping that left arm into the face of Redeslim. I'm not sure that it was intentional, perhaps, but he certainly caught the Al Ahly player, and with just 3.5 minutes on the clock, he is already on a booking. He's already being terrorised by Redeslim. That could be a real issue for Mamelodi Sundowns.
That's going to be very, very interesting, because they had a red card in their last 2 games under just 2 minutes, and then they cannot afford to lose another player with quality players like Al Ahly.
Slim, who scored in the first leg of the quarter-final away against Simba. Free kick played short to him. The referee is going to ask for this to be taken again. Slim, the Moroccan, one of the new additions to the Al Ahly squad ahead of this season, following their superb last campaign. Whips it in. Knocked away by Boutouil. Boutouil, who is playing at left back today for Sundowns, the Moroccan. Sundowns team very much on the back foot in the opening minutes here.
This game, everybody is very, very cautious about how to approach in terms of attacking. We see everybody is very, very cautious, trying to make sure the opposition make mistakes and then they can punish them. So it's more tactical in this game.
Williams, who put under pressure. Sometimes will look to build from the back, and it might not always work out the way they want it to.
Yeah, we've said it earlier, and even under pressure, they will still want to keep possession. And it's a team that it's lovely to watch. You know, they always try to keep possession, whether it's under pressure or not. And technically, they are gifted, good players, and it will really, really help them. And I think Rolani Makuda have done a very, very good job. Very, very difficult to install this kind of confidence in players, and they've been very, very good so far.
Cirino ahead of him. There is a bit of South American flair in this Sundowns starting lineup, with Uruguayan Gaston Cirino, the Chilean Marcelo Allende. Here is Allende. Lovely control from him, gives it to Cirino. That ball's just going to run ahead of the veteran skipper Tembazvane. First incursion into the visitors' penalty box for Mamelodi Sundowns. You mentioned, Asamoah, that they're a joy to watch, and certainly that performance last season when they beat Al Ahly 5-2 here in the group stage of the Champions League was, speaking personally, probably one of the best performances I can recall from an African club team on any stage, really. Just simply breathtaking stuff, the way they blew Al Ahly away. Of course, in the end, both teams made it through to the knockout phase, and Al Ahly went on to win the competition, but they know full well what to expect from this Sundowns team.
Exactly what they did last year, and as you said, Al Ahly is hoping it doesn't repeat itself. So they are being very, very cautious, you know, how they are moving, how they are passing the ball. But hey, I still love this Sundowns team, how they are able to possess the ball and how they defend. And with the experience of Al Ahly, you might not know what's going to happen in this game.
Again, Al Ahly looking for Redeslim. Ronaldo Kutse coming across to mop up. Free kick won by Teboho Mokoena. He's one of many players to keep an eye on today. Mokoena, the reigning South African top-flight player of the year. Such a key component in this Sundowns team, just keeping everything in place, deep in the midfield.
Exactly, he's the one controlling the midfield, and mind you, he's got a very, very good shoot from a distance, and that is what Ahly should watch. Their last game, he scored a cracker, I think like a 30 yards goal, and that is what they should watch out. And just as we were talking about, look at how they are possessing the ball.
Yeah, here is Allende giving it back to Mudau. Ahly getting everybody back in position. Sometimes on the back foot in the early minutes, but just an opportunity then now for them to stamp their authority on the game. Mokoena. Could say to the left-hand side. Great running. The ball flashed across the face of goal. It was too high for any takers in the middle. Lani Mokoena, I think, disappointed with the quality of the final delivery. The build-up was impressive. It was Tapelo Maseko looking for Svane in the middle.
Yeah, build-up pass have always been effective in this African Football League tournament. They have been very, very impressive. So far, they are the team that has really, really impressed me so far.
It is much the same Mamelodi Sundowns team as that of last season. The man on the ball there, Rivaldo Kotze, has come back from, I believe it was a career-threatening injury which kept him out for the majority of the last campaign. Maseko, who delivered the cross a moment ago, he is a new recruit. Otherwise, these players were all here last season. There's one or two who are missing. Peter Shalulile has had a problem which has kept him on the sidelines. Of course, the goals he delivers, we're always going to miss him. Give themselves the free kick. Tapelo Maseko making a nuisance of himself on the left wing. A bit like Reda Slim on the other side. And Sundowns with the chance from the set piece here.
Maseko has been very, very brilliant in this Mamelodi Sundowns team. He came on as a sub. Their first game he scored. The second game he did so well. He was able to defend. He was able to do everything when they were one man down. And you could see his confidence level is beginning to rise, and he's being a very, very important player for Sundowns.
Well, it will be Allende to deliver the free kick. The big men are up from the back here, including Grant Kekana. Very closely by Rami Rabia. Freeman Benny is just making sure that the players know he's watching, and it's not just him who's watching. The VAR team watching very closely as well. Allende whips it in, but too much height on that delivery from Marcelo Allende. Capped by the Chilean national team.
I think it was a difficult position to score. There were a lot of players in the box that he could have tried and keep it in swing for just a touch. There might be even an own goal or something, but scoring from there is very, very difficult.
Allende again to Cirino. Those two linking up. Helped on. And, opportunity possibly for Obre Modiba. Hani standing firm. Yet to really see Percy Tau involved in the game for Al Ahly. Problem here with Reda Slim down needing treatment again, but one of the many points of intrigue in this tie is, of course, the presence of Percy Tau, who was a key player for Sundowns. They won the Champions League back in 2016. And he has been at Al Ahly for a couple of years now, taking on his former club today.
Sitao has been very, very influential, not only for Sundowns throughout those years. He's been very, very influential in the South African national team. He's a big figure there, and he's one of the best players in African football right now. But this African Super League hasn't been that favorable to him for some reasons. He's been very, very quiet. His abilities, everything has been shut down. I don't know whether it's lack of confidence or anything, but I still feel he's one of the important players in the Ahly team.
Reda Slim is back on his feet, and I'm sure he'll be able to carry on. Just getting some encouragement from Marcel Koller, his manager. Shinawi is going to restart things for the away side. Sundowns 0, Ahly 0 then, here in Pretoria this Sunday afternoon. Picked up by Zwane. Lovely play by Timber Zwane, and Seko making the run ahead of him. Great footwork from the Sundowns captain. See if they can produce a better delivery this time. Allende is across there, but he's going to leave this ball. He's driven all the way through and held by Mohamed El Shinawi. It's part of the spine of the Ahly team, which has remained pretty much untouched for a number of years now. Reda Slim. There's Ali Malul, another veteran member of this Ahly side. Slim again. Forward by Aliou Dieng, but not where Malul wanted it.
I think Slim has also been a threat to this Mamelodi Sundowns defense. You know, he's been able to. He's the one only who has taken the ball, tried to make something happen for Ahly. He scored his the first goal against Simba, and for some reasons I think he has some problems. And now he's on the field. He's doing what he has to do, 1v1. Everything. He's been a threat right now, but so far one person cannot do anything, and so far he's the one who is causing the threat for Ahly right now.
Tau on the other side is struggling to get into the game at the moment. Here is Mokoena. Just a reminder, by the way, that the other semi-final first leg coming up later today at 1800 GMT, that is Wydad at home to Esperance. There is the possibility that the inaugural African Football League final will be a repeat of this year's CAF Champions League final, with Ahly and Wydad Casablanca both contenders to go all the way. Sundowns and Esperance might have something to say about that. Mokoena. Kana. Sundowns happy to work the ball around, and Ahly happy just to sit back, try and keep things tight. They've been stung on occasions away from home in continental competitions. That 5-2 defeat here last season is one example, and you might say in the first leg of the quarter-final against Simba too, when they were put under a lot of pressure and perhaps fortunate to come away with a draw from that game. Mokoena. Sundowns just waiting for the space to open up. away by Percy Tau. Well, that's just returning possession to the home team.
And I think that is the tactics Ahly want to play now. It reminds me of Mahmoud, who is on the bench right now. They just want to frustrate them. They want to just make sure they keep the results, and then maybe the second half they can bring Mahmoud in to finish.
Salah Mouzan playing as the central striker, and with Afsha supporting him in behind. Reda Slim and Percy Tau on the wings for Al Ahly. With the attacking options on the bench that we touched on earlier, including Anthony Modeste. Boutouil caught in possession. Ball took a touch off the referee, so he's going to have to stop the play and begin again with a drop ball. Much to the frustration of the home supporters here. Today's referee from Benin, his assistants from Benin and Angola. Seko again taking on Hani. It's good play. Ball into the middle. Afshi trying to get it clear. Back with Rivaldo Kotze. Allende, Sundowns beginning to get into a bit of a rhythm. Slightly loose touch though.
I think that's the game plan of Ahly. They just want to play on a counter. That is why they brought Mohsen. I think he's got different characteristics with Mahmoud. Mahmoud is an attacking type, so they want players who can run and defend, and then they can attack at the same time. So I think the second half is going to make sure he opens the game and bring Mahmoud in to make sure he does the finishing touches, because he's a more potent box striker, box-to-box striker.
Yes, Mahmoud Kahraba, who is among the substitutes today, has been such an important goal scorer for the Egyptian club in recent years, big games, domestically and in African competition too. An Ahly team who lost the CAF Super Cup at the beginning of this season, involved in the Club World Cup recently as well, and a chance possibly dropping for Timbers Vane just wouldn't fall for the Sundowns skipper.
That was a good chance. He lost a bit of control there. He thought the Ahly defender was going to head it off. He should have been more focused on the final pass.
So Allende's ball in, and it was Rami Rabia who was caught underneath it.
I think it was a good defensive work there. He really touched the ball with the head, so the player couldn't have full control over the ball, and then the goalkeeper came out to catch it. The idea was very, very good, but it was good defensive work.
Still the best chance we've had thus far in the game, coming up to the midway point in the first half here. Referee's whistle has gone again. Once more, Tapelo Maseko causing problems for the away defence. Kotze trying his luck from a long way out. Mohamed El Shenawi had that one covered. Sundowns suggesting it may have come off the Al Ahly player last as the rain continues to fall here. Rivaldo Kotze had enough of a patient build-up play, went for a goal himself. It's just a goal kick, but Rivaldo Kotze doing his best to Bobo Mokoena impression with the long-range effort.
For me, that is what the home team should capitalize on, because they are playing at home. Definitely they're going to attack more. So when it's rained like that, when you shoot, the ball can slip, and then it can cause problems for the goalkeeper. Goalkeepers hate this kind of weather condition when you shoot and then it slides.
Mokoena again. Modiba, nice idea, looking for Tembazwane in the middle. Ahmed El Shenawi coming to collect once more. Tembazwane playing as the central striker for a Sundowns team without Peter Shalulile. Such depth in their squad, of course, that they can survive without important players. They can just call upon others. They've had a superb start to the domestic season yet again. Mamelodi Sundowns as they chase another South African title. 8 wins out of 8 at the beginning of this season. And as of last night, they were 4 points clear at the top of the table from the Durban side Golden Arrows, with the game in hand, already looking very well placed to retain their crown. Mokoena has been able to rotate his squad somewhat in the domestic cup competitions. That ball might just fall for Mudau. And the run forward from right back, the Ahly defence standing firm, a wall of red shirts. Free kick is given, and Mohamed Abdelmonem claiming that he was caught.
For some strange reasons, I don't know why Ahly keeps on defending. You are like Ahly, you can open up and play. You are African champions, you are best in Africa. I don't see why they are defending so much with so many men behind. And when you do that, and with a team like Sundowns, who are very, very good technically, possess the ball, it's going to be like this all day, because they're going to keep coming, they're going to keep passing, and then they have very, very good players.
Shenawi is going along with the free kick. All the way through for a goal kick at the other end. Miserable afternoon here in Pretoria. Certainly a stark contrast to the conditions when these teams met in that game in last season's Champions League group stage, which Sundowns won so handsomely in beautiful sunshine that afternoon. Kutse. Kuniso Mudau. With Ronwood Williams, so many of these Sundowns players involved with the South African national team. We can expect to see them at the AFCON coming up early in the new year. The same with a number of the Ahly players who are part of the Egyptian national side. Will be expected to go far again, of course, at the AFCON, not least with the presence of Mohamed Salah, their inspirational skipper. There's Sirino to Allende. Bring Modiba, trying to work it out to the left-hand side. It's collected by Percy Tau. Maybe a chance for him to set off on a run. It's dispossessed immediately. The counter-pressing from Mamelodi Sundowns is so impressive. Sirino and Allende running into each other. The referee's given the free kick Sundowns' way. The Ahly players are not at all happy with that. Marwan Atia is looking around as if to say, surely that's not a free kick, but it has been given. It's within shooting range for the home team.
Sundowns has been very, very impressive with the way they possess the ball, and when they lose the ball, you see 2-3 players trying to just attack and then win the ball back, and this is what a team should do. And I think they've been able to build this team the way a manner. Anytime they lose the ball, you see 2-3 players trying to win the ball back to keep possession. So they always want to dominate possession, and this has been the Sundowns team we've seen in recent days.
It's a relentless style of play. It requires so much energy, such high levels of fitness, of course, but it's certainly bringing results from Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's see what they can do with the free kick. 2 men standing over it, including Aubrey Modiba. Might fancy this one on his left foot. Here's Modiba, it's just a bit too high. No trouble for Mohamed El Shenawi. I mentioned that there'd not be many changes to the Sundowns team from last season. One player who did depart was the really exciting young forward Cassius Mailula, who was departed for Major League Soccer, went to Toronto FC, but they have so many other options up front that they are doing just fine without him.
Yes, and that is the most interesting thing I'm witnessing right now, the way they keep their ball, the way they possess, the way they move into spaces. They try to involve, to invite the opponent to them before they pass the ball, and you can see how confident they are.
Modiba. Svane peeling out to the left-hand side. Thibaut Mokoena lifting it into the penalty box. It was a fine delivery, a fine header too, and an excellent save by Mohamed El Shenawi to deny Tapelo Maseko the opening goal. Coming up to the half-hour mark, and that's the best chance we've had yet. Excellent ball in from Mokoena. The header was very much on target from Maseko, but a good save by El Shenawi. Sundowns have their first corner. Standing right in front of the goalkeeper. This ball is going to be whipped in with the left foot. You can see that it's pretty windy today. Corner flag blowing. Maseko happy to return it to Ronwen Williams. Okay, so Cam from the Sundowns goalkeeper, and build again. Marcelo Allende. Aston Cirino was caught. It was slightly loose touch from him, which gave the Ahly player the chance to come in and make the challenge, but Cirino wins the free kick, which is taken quickly. Maseko unable to get it under control in the penalty box, but again, relentless play from the home team.
Exactly, that is what they've been doing since the beginning of the game, and the confidence level is beginning to rise. The only thing left is to just do the execution, and they are good. You know, they don't have a typical centre forward who's there to just a box-to-box striker who is there to just bury the ball, but I think they are comfortable with how they are playing, and it's very, very nice to watch.
There is Ulani Mokoena, a young manager as well. It's worth emphasising that point. Just 36 years old. He was the co-coach for a while before taking sole charge of the team in October of last year. He's just celebrated 50 games in charge, Ulani Mokoena, and given his young age, I suspect that he might be destined for a very big future in management, possibly even creating a dynasty at Sundowns, maybe moving on somewhere else, who knows.
One interesting thing about Mokoena was I remember we were doing some punditry work, and then behind the scene he took his laptop, and then all he was doing is just thinking about his team and then set information, looking at videos, and you could see he's so involved in football, and I'm not surprised for what he's doing right now. He's a huge genius coach at his age. How is he being able to take control, charge of a team like Sundowns and performing? It's very incredible for a coach like Ulani Mokoena.
Afsha hasn't really been able to get into the game. The number 19 playing behind the striker, really after their bright first 4 or 5 minutes, they have been on the back foot. Percy Tau unable to keep that in play either. 1 or 2 jeers coming from the stands for Percy Tau. I think the Sundowns fans appreciate everything he did for them in his years at the club.
Yes, it's normal when you are the best player on the field. You know, the home team tries to just do something just to frustrate you. But of course, they know the kind of player he is. They know what he brings on the table. And of course, Star is one of the best players in South Africa right now.
Kekana. To see that when Sundowns are in possession as well. Rivaldo Kutse, who really is a midfielder by trade, stepping up into midfield as they build from the back. Joining Mokoena. There is Mokoena on the ball, flighting it forward, looking for Sirino. It's collected by El Shenawi again. And they're not afraid to go long, despite the fact that they haven't got a big target man up there.
Exactly. You know, they try to open space so that they can attack behind them, because they are keeping possession, but it looks like Ahly has kept their defense very, very tight. You know, so they are trying different options, trying to lift the ball behind defense, trying to do anything to make sure they can penetrate through the defense. And this is a good thing, and as you can see, they've dominated possession. They are very, very calm with the ball. They are very confident with the ball, and the only thing left is the execution.
Yeah, coming up to 10 minutes of the first half remaining then, still 0-0 in this first semi-final, first leg in the inaugural African Football League. 8 teams involved in this edition. Rivaldo Kutse. To Mudau.
The style of Sundowns reminds me of the way Brighton plays with De Zerbi. You know, they try to invite the opponent. They are very confident with the ball. They wait for you to come, so you commit, and then they can give that penetrative passes to eliminate the opposition. And it's working for them right now, but they lost the ball.
Can sometimes create a standoff, can't it? We saw with Rivaldo Kutse a moment ago where he just waits on the ball, just waiting and waiting for somebody to come towards him, and the Al Ahly players just refused.
Yes, and that is the most frustrating part. You know, Ahly have watched them, they know what they can do, and they just want the opponent to commit so that they can give that penetrative passes. If you watch the way they play, they don't try to keep the ball on the side, they just try to keep that penetrative passes, and that passes, when it's very, very successful, it's become very, very dangerous for the opposition. And that is what Ahly have seen with an experienced coach like Kola. They've watched them, and then they don't try to give any chance to Sundowns to penetrate.
We saw Marcel Kola there, the 62-year-old, the former Swiss international, who's been at the club for just over a year now. Led them to such success last season. His team having to defend again. Modiba standing over the free kick. Kuliso Mudau, I think he's going to leave this for Modiba. Once again going for goal, and once again it's well over the top. Aubrey Modiba.
I think with the instep, he should have just tried to shoot the ball across for just a touch, but so the distance is too much to shoot directly at goal. Sometimes it happens, but I don't think it was an ideal thing he did.
Percy Tau. Support from Mohamed Hani, looking for Dieng, who made the run into the middle. Afsha. Ali Malul. And back with Reda Slim. Haven't seen much of him since the opening stages of the game. Afsha again. Marwan Atia. This is Al Ahly's best spell of possession of the entire match, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And that is what they are trying to do. They just want to frustrate the home team. You know, trying to close that space. Anytime they get a ball, they try to do something just to win fouls, throws, free kicks, or anything just to get that goal lead. You know, tactically, they are being a bit smart there. They are being a bit cautious there. But still, Sundowns is dominating possession.
Malul then taking the throw, looking for Slims, cleared away by Kutse, picked up by Tembazvane. Maseko losing out in the challenge to Marwan Atia. Maseko again. This is Mokoena. To Kekana. Faced some adversity in both legs of that quarter-final. Sundowns, of course, the Ahly red card in the second leg. Admittedly, they had that 2-0 lead to defend anyway from the first leg, but in the first half of that first leg in Luanda, conceding the penalty and needing to call upon Ronwen Williams to make a superb save. It might have been very different, that tie, had they fallen behind.
Yeah, they've been through a lot of adversaries in this African Football League, but they've been able to come out. They keep their composure, how they possess the ball. They were one man down, but they still kept possession till the final third. That they were a bit tired.
Here is Mokoena. Out the way to Allende. Touched by Maseko, trying to take on his man once again, and a free kick has been given again. Well, let's see if they can make one of these set-piece opportunities count. Maseko provoking his opponent, and Mohamed Hani going to have to be careful.
I hope he's not going to shoot direct this time.
It's going to be whipped in swinging delivery from the other side. Plenty of men waiting in the box, including Kekana and Kutse, the two central defenders. Gaston Cirino, who's going to take this. Two men in the wall for Al Ahly.
I think this from the training grounds. I think they're trying to do something from the second post maybe.
Swept it towards the first post, and it's easily cleared away. Again, the delivery is disappointing.
I think this is the only problem of Sundowns now. Their delivery has been very, very poor. Their final decision has been very, very poor. Although they are defending, but the final turn has been very, very poor.
Allende. Lifted up to Zvane. Just inside the penalty box, surrounded by red shirts. And Al Ahly get it away again. Hani to bring it out. It's just coming back at them every single time. Mokoena. Collected by Afsha. Well, that will ease the pressure on the away defence somewhat. I think we saw there with Mokoena collecting possession just outside the penalty box immediately. Red shirts out to him because they know exactly what he can do from range.
Exactly. That is what I think they've been able to watch the videos of Sundowns. They really know, and of course they played them last year, you know, so they know the kind of players they are dealing with.
That's the challenge that was penalised.
I think that was the first challenge that the referee gave.
Ahly back in possession. He'll be relieved if they can get into half-time. Still on level terms here. Percy Tau. Anu Dieng alongside him. Immediately hounded out of possession. Modiba playing it to Allende. Picked up by Mudau. very much on top, but they haven't been able to get the breakthrough yet, and this semi-final remains very finely poised. And when you look at the possession statistics, well, that tells much of the story of the first half. Nearly 74% in Sundowns' favour, of course. Ahly probably expected that, I think set themselves up to face that. Sundowns absolutely dominating the ball.
Yes, I'm sure Ahly wants Sundowns to leave themselves vulnerable to keep enjoying the possession, and then they can play on the counter. And that is the tactic he's trying to do. I think second half Mahmoud is gonna come on if he's fit, as we said earlier. I think that is the game plan, and I think it's helping Ahly for now. I think it's a success for them in this first half.
Here they come again. Sino inside, Modiba, Allende, touched away by the visiting defence, hanging on grimly. Modiba once more, Aseko. It's Mokoena who was guilty of the challenge. Aliou Dieng has taken a knock. Physical contest, and everybody's going to have to make sure they're fit enough to go again in the return leg, because it's a quick turnaround. The second leg's to come on Wednesday. Teams meeting again in Cairo. The board has come up, but I'm sure too many people can see the number, exactly how much time is being added on. 3 minutes to be added on. There we go.
The Ahly team has been sure anytime Mokoena gets the ball in front of the boat, you have 3 people rushing him because they know what he can do. And then he committed that foul there. Because of that pressure they put on him, and then he committed that foul.
It's the second booking for a Sundowns player in the first half. Kuliso Muda, remember, got the yellow very early on as Percy Tau challenge. Mokoena. Sundowns can hit back again. This time the free kick given away by Dieng. Kick was played early, and the shot coming in, just no trouble at all for Adel Shenawi. Aston Sirino, who has been out of the first team equation at the beginning of this season, has just returned to the scene and looking to seize his chance today in Ulani Mokwena's starting lineup, getting another chance as he did in that quarter-final here against Petro Atletico. Ahly go long looking for Salamoza, and I'm not sure he's had a touch of the ball in the first half, the Ahly number 9.
Yes, I think that is the game plan. They just want to defend. They just want to keep results for the second leg of the semi-final. You know, and so far it's working for them. They knew Sundowns would dominate possession as well, but you could see they are staying back. They don't want to attack. They are just defending to make sure they keep the results for the second leg. I don't think it's a good idea now, but it's working for them. They just want to keep the results.
Allende, maybe time for one final attack before the half-time whistle goes here at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium today. Kurtze forward. Looking for Tembazvani. Abdelmonem trying to shepherd it back to the goalkeeper. Nearly turned into a disaster for the away defence. Allende. Boutouil. Interception by Marwan Atia. Percy Tau collects it. The referee letting it go beyond the allotted 3 added minutes at the end of the half, but Percy Tau has nobody in support here. In the end, he couldn't keep possession, but that is the end of the first half. It's been an engrossing first 45 minutes plus stoppage time here at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium. Mamelodi Sundowns absolutely on top against last season's CAF Champions League winners Al Ahly. The Egyptian defence standing firm at the moment, though. Just one really notable save for Mohamed El Shenawi to make from Tapelo Maseko's header. And at the break here in the first leg of this African Football League semi-final, it's Mamelodi Sundowns 0, Al Ahly 0. Asamoah, your quick thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I think it's a bit frustrating first half for both sides. I don't think both sides. I think Ahly, this is the game they were expecting. Sundowns wanted to keep possession. They wanted to break the lines, but it looks like they haven't been very, very successful with their execution, and that is the problem. I think they'll be quite frustrating. Ronaldo Makwena needs to change some tactic and make sure he can bring some attacking options to make sure he opens the lines of Al Ahly. I don't think they're gonna stand on their ground. They're gonna defend because they're waiting for the second leg, and they just came here to keep the results.
So 0-0 at the break. Shortly we'll take a look back at the first half highlights. Look at the statistics from the first half. Mamelodi Sundowns with more than 72% of the possession, but that's translated into just 6 attempts on goal and just a single one on target. Al Ahly offering not an awful lot to trouble Ronwen Williams, who've had just one corner, curiously enough, but plenty of fouls. And although Al Ahly have committed twice as many fouls as the home team, at Sundowns have got the 2 yellow cards in the first half. Koliso Mudau booked inside 3 minutes for catching Reda Slim, and Teboho Mokoena picking up a booking as well. But 0-0 is the scoreline. We'll take a look at the first half highlights from here at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in just a moment. Yes, well, here in the rain in Pretoria, it was Al Ahly who started fairly brightly, with Reda Slim looking threatening down the left-hand side, caught by Koliso Mudau in the opening moments. And the Sundowns defender would get a yellow card for the flailing arm into the face of the Moroccan. Since this moment, Mamelodi Sundowns have been very much on top here. This meeting of the reigning South African champions and the Egyptian champions, who were the winners of the CAF Champions League last season. Sundowns seeing Tapelo Maseko flash that ball across the penalty box. Too much height on it, to the frustration of the home manager, Runani Mokoena. Asamoah fighting the ball into the middle, looking for Tembazwane, who was maybe just caught out by the presence of Rami Rabia, who did just enough in the end to put off the Sundowns skipper. Ahly have set up to defend with men behind the ball. And their tactic is working at the moment because Sundowns have been left frustrated. Their delivery has not been of the quality required, really. This was Mokoena putting the ball into the box. That was undoubtedly the best chance of the first half, and Maseko's header on target, very well saved by Mohamed El Shenawi. And then Mokoena again looking to play the ball over the top. It was Mohamed Abdelmonem who did enough, with Gaston Sirino lurking behind him. A bit better expected in the final third from Sundowns in the second half. to the Loftus Versfeld Stadium. The teams are making their way back out for the second half. First semi-final, first leg in the African Football League. Mamelodi Sundowns and Ahly. It has been a very intriguing contest so far here in front of a big crowd in this great stadium in Pretoria. And I mentioned earlier, of course, a country which has been basking in the glory of the Springboks winning the Rugby World Cup. Mamelodi Sundowns going all the way in the African Football League would make it quite a couple of weeks for South African sport. The country's cricket team involved in the Cricket World Cup in India at the moment as well. Sundowns dominating the first half, but unable to get the breakthrough. Ahly defending stoutly. We wait the first goal this bumper Sunday in the African Football League, with the other semi-final to come later between Wydad and Esperance. There is Marcel Koller. What will he have said to his players at the break, with the away side on the back foot? But I suspect that they were quite happy to frustrate Sundowns as much as possible. And it looks like no changes at the break from either manager. Ready to go again. Mamelodi Sundowns get us underway in the second half. 0-0 between the South African champions and the Egyptian giants, Ahly. Asamoah GYAN is alongside me, very much enjoying, like the rest of us, Mamelodi Sundowns' performance thus far. But the question is, what do they have to do to get the goal?
They have to keep knocking the doors of Ahly to make sure they make the defense work, because when they make the defense work, they might have doing mistakes. If you keep possessing and you don't make the opposition defense work, then it's gonna stay like that, because they're not gonna get tired, and then they'll have more energy to defend. And I think Ahly is having success in the attacking right now. You can see Mahmoud Kakraba is not involving player. I think the coach is trying to use him for the second leg to be more offensive in the second leg. So let's hope something good comes out from this game.
Modiba lining up the shot, and it's just wide. Well, just over a minute of the second half gone. Sundowns making clear their intentions. Ball falling kindly for Modiba to hit it from range, and that one grazing the upright on its way past.
That was a great effort there. That is what Sundowns should be doing. Sometimes you need to pass, but sometimes you need to take a risk, shoot from wide. The goalkeeper can punch. You know, you have to just try different things. When you make the opponent see your style of play, then they're gonna get comfortable. Sometimes you need to just change it and make sure you confuse them a bit. And that is what they just did. It was a great shot. He didn't get a target.
Ahly, all the way back to Rabia. Sundowns starting lineup again in today's game. Just that one change, remember, from the second leg of the quarter-final against Petro Atletico, and enforced one with Mvala suspended after his red card in that game. And Grant Kikana coming into the team. I thought that Musa Lebusa might start the match today, but he's on the bench for Sundowns. Tani gets the cross in. Reda Slim bringing it under control. Ali Malul powering forward in support, holds up the cross, headed away by Kutse. The referee plays the advantage. Comes of it for the home team. Here comes Mokoena. Made by Cirino. Allende. Svane is back to goal, pushed closely by Rabia. Temba Svane. Doing some support here, does really well to find Allende. Desperate defending again from Ahly. Themselves a free kick, and much to the frustration of the home supporters on the far side in particular, as the rain continues to fall here. Duel again between Moudou and the Moroccan Reda Slim. By the way, was one of the outstanding players in the Moroccan league last season. The league with his club there. So made a move to Ahly in the process. Starring for FAR Rabat. Pipped Wydad Casablanca to the title in Morocco.
Moudou should be very, very careful the way he tries to throw his right hand. He had a yellow card, and you could see he's still doing it. That is where you should be very, very careful. I've seen a couple of times throwing that right hand to protect, but sometimes it becomes an offense to the referee, and he can get booked.
Touch on Zvani. Look at the space here at the back post for Maseko. Zvani was a bit slow to release it. Rabi able to make the challenge. Kept alive by Allende. Maseko still waiting in the penalty box. This is Aubry Modiba. Maseko. Quick feet from Maseko, but once more, Egyptian defence stands firm. Settling into that pattern again of Sundowns winning the ball back almost immediately upon losing it. Allende's ball looking for Sirino. Picked up by Mohamed Abdelmonem, who's such an experienced defender for Ahly. Afsha, Reda Slim, a chance to run at the Sundowns defence again. Really good play from Koulisso Moudou, especially as he's on that yellow card. He has to be really careful.
Good defending by
ball over the top. We are doing enough to get it back to his goalkeeper with Tapelo Museko lurking. He's just 20. Tapelo Museko was brought in ahead of this season from Sundowns rivals SuperSport United. Looks like a really exciting player for the Sundowns fans to enjoy this season. He'll come again. Museko once more. It's a brilliant strike. It's a stunning goal. And Mamelodi Sundowns have the breakthrough in this semi-final.
What a goal. Great goal by Museko. They thought he was going to pass the ball. The goalkeeper was expecting those passing, and this is what we were talking about. Just surprise him, do something. And this is individual brilliance. This wasn't touched by the coach. The coach was to possess the ball, but he decided to go for a shot, and this is what we need. He's a young player, but he's a great player, very, very intelligent ball.
Well, such an exciting talent, and that goal, seeing the stadium here erupt. A moment of world-class skill from Maseko. He just looked up and hit it in the blink of an eye. And Mohamed El Shenawi had no chance. Right into the side netting. First blood to Mamelodi Sundowns. It's the goal that they will feel they deserve for the way they dominated the game in the first half, but the quality in the final third wasn't there. Now it is, and it's Tapelo Maseko who gives the South African champions the lead. Let's see if Ahly can respond. Percy Tau. Jeered by the home fans. Now it becomes a different game with Ahly having to come out to make more of an effort to get themselves back into the game on the day, because now they find themselves trailing.
Maseko has been brilliant in the African Football League. You know, he's been very, very good. He came on as a sub. The first game he scored. The second game he defended. He did what he had to do, created a lot of chances. And today, once again, Maseko has proven he's very, very important for for Mamelodi Sundowns. I think this tournament, he's one of the best players who have stood out right now. I'm very, very happy for the boy. Maseko, very, very young player. He came from Super Sport, and then he's just building himself into the team, and he's gradually becoming a very, very important player for Mamelodi Sundowns.
It's fair to say that last season was his breakthrough season, playing regularly in the top flight domestically, earning the move to Sundowns, and well, that is an unforgettable moment. These Sundowns supporters will savour that goal for a long time. Let's raise the noise levels inside the stadium. Give him huge confidence as well. To Allende. Twill. Mokwena. Here is Maseko. Taking on Ahly again. And he's really got an appetite now, Tapelo Maseko.
Maseko has been very, very brilliant, and he's a confident player right now. And when you see a confident player, he's gonna be very, very good for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Not quite in the quadrant for the corner to be taken. An in-swinging delivery from Allende. Two players in the 6-yard box, three more to attack this cross. The defenders could say that Kekana Butwil in there as well. It's flicked on all the way across the face of goal. Very, very close to being 2-0. One from the training grounds.
Yes, he was aiming at the first post, to just have a flick in the second post.
Themselves another corner from the far side. The referee making clear that he is watching everything that's going on in there.
Goalkeeper in the post, so you can see Makwena doing that confusion there. He's trying to block the goalkeeper there, and you have one defender trying to stop him. So the aim is to just put the ball deep, and then the players who are there to connect try and attack. So he's trying to keep the goalkeeper in the post, and you can see the referee warning them there.
Swinging delivery, and Shinawi wasn't sure whether to stay where he was or come and collect that ball. Ahly can maybe break. Marwan Atia sending it forward into space for Percy Tau. He's got the pace. And the jeers from around the stadium greeting Tau on the ball. Did well. South African international. Played in Europe for a bit, Percy Tau, before returning to the African game to join Ahly. The decision's actually gone against him. It'll be a Sundowns throw and a chance for the first change of the game. It's going to be Gaston Cirino making way for Junior Mendieta, Uruguayan, being replaced by the Argentinian. More of the same. From a Sundowns perspective, Mendieta is an attacking midfielder who was playing for Sundowns' domestic rival Stellenbosch before making the move ahead of this season. Gaston Cirino back in the first team picture, lasting an hour here today as he gives a bit of a hug to his manager Rulani Mokwena. They appear to have made up.
I think Mokwena is trying to bring an offensive midfielder who can also defend. Midfield players can also defend. So that is the game plan. That when they have the ball, you can have players who can attack and then players who can defend. So he tries to take out the attacking player, so you can get players who can defend ball.
So getting the cross in, collected by Ronald Williams, who has not had a huge amount to worry about this afternoon. Sundowns lead here. Seko covering from Ahly. Be left to Mohamed El Shenawi, the Egyptian international in goal. Forward by Modiba. It's behind now then. Dieta urgently trying to make an impact. 30-year-old Argentinian. Really well last season. The Stellenbosch team was playing in the Argentinian second tier before coming to South Africa. Ahly, the Malian. Town. Long looking for Percy Town. Watched closely by Abdelmonem Boutouil. Push on Percy Town, knocking him off balance.
And that was a silly challenge. You cannot afford to create fouls there. A team that has never had a chance. The team is trailing by a goal, and then all they want to do is to have set pieces to make sure they'll get the big guys there. So you cannot afford to make mistakes over them. Now the big guys are there.
Two-thirds of the way through this first leg. Ahly looking for the equalising goal. Swept in by Malul, punched away by Williams. Turned by Marwan Atia. Ahly flicks it on, and Abdelmonem, who does quite regularly pop up with important goals for Al Ahly, probably should have done better there.
Yeah, he should have done better there. I think he's a defender, so he decided to go with the right foot instead of the left foot. And I think this was a good chance for them.
You see it from that angle, the goal really opened up for Mohamed Abdelmonem. It's an important goal in the Champions League final last season. Mohamed Abdelmonem, very impressive member of the Egypt team as well at the AFCON at the beginning of last year in Cameroon. Could say. It's Kekana. Forward by Mokwena. They need to maintain their shape. Concede a second goal, that's for sure. Leave them with something of a mountain to climb. They can do with getting an away goal as well, because of course if they don't get the away goal and sometimes head to Cairo and snatch an early away goal in the second leg in midweek, will also leave Al Ahly with a mountain to climb.
Yes, exactly, and this is where Sundowns should be very, very careful. They have to keep attacking, make sure they get a second goal, and then they can try and defend for now. But one goal is not enough. They are dominating possession. Ahly is in their back foot, so this is where they should try and get the second goal and then they can defend the goal, and they will be in a strong position in the second leg.
Mokwena has made one change. Let's see if he looks to make any more. Plenty of options on the bench for him, that's for sure. He has got a very deep squad. Plenty of players who could maybe shore things up at the back if needed. Players like Bongani Zungu available to him. Players who can bring something to the attack as well available. Neil Mayema, for example, is one of the substitutes today for the home team. Given for the challenge by Tau Mokwena. Asamoah continuing to really struggle to make any kind of impact in this game today. You do wonder if Marcel Koller will possibly send on somebody different in attack between now and the end of this game, just to liven things up a little bit.
The most surprising thing is you could see Ahly still defending, and they are trailing by a goal, but they're still waiting for Ahly. You see they came there not to concede goals, and I'm sure in the second leg they're going to open up. Still, they are still trailing, but look, they just want to play on the counter.
Well, this is the chance for them to break. Asamoah on the ball. Disappointing pass out to Reda Slim, and that's where they really need to make it count. Make that pass count, find a teammate, and try and create something.
And they've been Ahly have been very poor this afternoon. Sundowns has been dominated possession, 73. It's way too much for a team like Ahly. I think they should try and do something, make something happen, but it looks like they are not trying to defend and then wait for the second leg, and I don't think it's going to help them.
Mane with the touch. Olympe trying to lay it back, appeals for a penalty. The referee waving play on. Of course, we'll be in touch with the VAR team. Mendieta looking towards the referee. Was there contact? I think the man in the middle is speaking with the officials in the VAR room. It's Mendieta arriving here. Is he pushed over by Afsha? Is there enough contact to merit a spot kick? When you see it there, it doesn't look great for the Al Ahly player. Checking it. The referee is happy for play to continue. But Afsha has got away with that. I think it would have been a very soft penalty, but risk all the same from the Al Ahly number 19. Fresh legs of Junior Mendieta. It's making a big impact on this game for Sundowns as we come up to the midway point in the second half.
Looks like now Sundowns have slowed the pace. Ahly doesn't want to come forward, so they are trying to make sure they come to them so they can do that penetrative passes. It looks like now everything is tactical now. Everybody is very cautious.
Keep mentioning the big win that Sundowns had when they played Al Ahly here in the group stage of the Champions League last season, 5-2. Also worth remembering that when the teams met in Cairo, it was a 2-2 draw, and the previous season Sundowns beat Al Ahly 1-0 home and away in the Champions League, so they do have something of the Indian side against the Egyptian side, who made the change now. Asamoah off, and Anthony Modeste coming on, the recent recruit, a player with such tremendous experience, particularly in the German Bundesliga, where he was prolific for Cologne notably, played in China as well, played in France before that, and the kind of experienced forward who could make a real difference.
Exactly, Modeste is one of the experienced players. in the team right now. He's done a lot in Europe. He's coming there to add his experience for this team. But this kind of game is a very tricky one. I don't know how he's going to make impact in the game with a team playing their back foot. He's very, very big, so definitely the coach is going to change something and then make sure it can help Modest, because he's not that striker that can defend that much. He needs players who can support him and then make sure he does the finishing touches.
Another change made by Marcel Kolo. Looks to be a straight swap at right back. Mohamed Hani has had a wretched afternoon up against Tapelo Maseko, and it's Akram Taufik, number 8, who is a right back, who has come on, fill in that position. Doesn't appear to be any change to the shape for the away team with these substitutions as Maseko comes in field. Mendieta lifting it forward, looking for Zvane. It might just fall here. Moudou denied by El Shenawi. That ball fell very kindly for him, arriving in the penalty box.
I think Moudou should have done better there. He should have dribbled the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper was close. This was a 50-50. Just dribble him and do your tapping.
Well, easy for a player who scored 6 goals in the World Cup finals. I think to say that to a defender arriving in the penalty box.
I think that was what he was trying to do. He was trying to dribble the goalkeeper. No, he tried to shoot it straight. You have to just dribble him and then tap in with your left. But you cannot take anything away from El Shaarawy. Great save, very, very bold enough, and you cannot take anything away from him. He did a very great save.
Moudou banging the floor in frustration. Big chance for Sundowns to get a second goal. They have such a good recent record against Al Ahly home and away, but I would love to win this game and win it handsomely before heading straight for Cairo for the return leg. Games coming thick and fast in this competition. The first leg of the final due next weekend. In the meantime, these two teams putting their domestic campaign somewhat on hold. Al Ahly have only played twice in the Egyptian League. They have 2 or 3 games in hand on everybody else in that competition. As a result, Sundowns have games in hand too in the South African top flight. There is the Champions League group stage due to begin very soon for these two teams. Games will keep on coming. By the way, Asamoah, you'll be very much aware of the fact that Al Ahly, their opponents in the Champions League group stage, Medeama of Ghana.
It's been a while since a Ghanaian team qualified to the Champions League, and it's going to be very, very interesting. Medeama has done so well to qualify. Experience-wise, no, but I'm a Ghanaian. We have to support them. We might never know what they're going to bring in this Champions League, but experience-wise, they're going to meet the big boys. So we have to just respect them as a new team coming up, and then we see how it goes. But Medeama, he didn't qualify with a fluke. You see they have quality players, because qualifying to that top level is a different story altogether. So I wish Medeama very luck.
He's completing that group. Belouizdad of Algeria and Young Africans of Tanzania. So a really difficult section for Medeama, and Al Ahly will of course be fully expected to make it to the knockout stages as they defend their title. Attempts on goal for Sundowns, just 2 for the visitors. It has been pretty much entirely one-way traffic. Mani Mokwena on the edge of his technical area, getting a bit restless. He wants his team to keep the ball moving. Here's Kutse. To Mokwena. To Moudou. Here's the 1-2 with Modiba. Again, Al Ahly with the opportunity to break here. Reda Slim. Abdelmonem. That's an excellent ball. Just beyond Reda Slim. Maybe wasn't quite expecting it.
As we were talking about how slow they've been doing their build-up. You could see Makwena was very, very frustrated. You know, the ball has to move fast, and it looks like Sundowns have slowed the game. I don't know whether they are comfortable with the 1-0, but I still think they can still score if they move the ball fast.
As it is at the moment, Maseko's brilliant goal early in the second half is what continues to separate the teams. The rain falling even more heavily now. Umbrellas out on the far side. Mokoena, he can't hit it from range, he tries his luck. Held by Mohamed El Shenawi.
Exactly, this is what we were expecting from Mokoena. At least he's got one there. They lost concentration. I think the game plan was anytime he has the ball, they have to press him. But they just left him to shoot the ball, and that was a great shot and a good save from the goal.
He's not worried about getting wet, is he, Rulani Mokoena? Slim to Afsha. 1-1 Atia. Taufik playing the 1-2 with Percy Tau. Fresh legs of the substitute, setting off on the run. Ronwen Williams getting into big trouble. Nearly dispossessed right in front of his line by Percy Tau. And that is a let-off for the Sundowns goalkeeper.
You can't afford to concede a goal with this kind of mistakes. You know, they got away with it. You know, they've been dominating the game. You cannot give these small chances for the opponent to get a goal. You would have guessed his stars if they have scored that goal.
It shows that there is still plenty of reason for Ahly to believe that they can rescue this tie. Kekana, 1-0 Mamelodi Sundowns lead on the day. First leg of this semi-final. Allende, quite enough on the pass there for Mendieta. Kick sent long downfield. Mokoena. Udab to Kutse. Stepping forward, Valdo Kutse, and Maseko finding himself on the right-hand side at the moment for Sundowns. Deeper. Mokoena. Maseko. Still looking lively. 77 minutes in. He's got his team another free kick. The goal of the tournament so far from Tapelo Maseko here today for Sundowns.
Great talent, great goal, and a great tournament he's having.
Kekana. They wait again. Ahly to push forward and leave some space. Feeling that Ahly felt coming into this match that a 1-0 defeat might not be an entirely bad result.
Yes, and we've only played 77 minutes, and it's not looking good for them. The way they are defending, even when they have the ball, they don't keep the ball. They are losing possession. It doesn't look for Ahly. And I still think Sundowns will go there and dominate possession again because they have very, very confident players.
One thing you have to say about Ahly is that they usually find a way somehow to win games. Back to the final of the Champions League last season when they were in a sticky position and they came back to win it in the second leg in difficult circumstances against Wydad.
I still think it's not going to be any problem for Sundowns when they go there because Simba was able to score a goal there. They were able to also play some good football over there. They had 1-1 there. There's some strange feeling about this current Ahly team. They haven't been that impressive in this tournament, you know. So that is why I still feel Sundowns can still go there and dominate. But how you always say, when they are playing at home, they are different team altogether when Ahly is playing at home.
One question mark, which is worth pointing out, is that Mokoena, having already been booked in the second leg of the quarter-final, booked today. 2 yellows mean a suspension. Without him in the second leg in Cairo, it might not quite be so straightforward. He's such an important player in this Sundowns team, isn't he? Just sitting in that midfield, keeping everything together.
Well, that is going to be another challenge for Sundowns because they are used to playing Mokoena as a holding midfielder. I don't know who's going to take his place, and it's going to be a very, very huge blow for Sundowns in the second leg.
Modiba. Allende to thread it through for Tembazwane. And back by Mudau. Such a fluid team, Sundowns, interchanging positions, moving the ball around, waiting for the space to open up. It might have not been entirely to Ulani Mokwena's liking this afternoon. He might have been getting a bit impatient. The question is, what can Ahly do here? And recovered possession on the break. Afsha to Percy Tau. Can he finally make something happen against his old team? Good challenge by Boutouil, who stood up to Percy Tau very well today. It is an Ahly corner, the first of the game.
Tau is the only player who can do well in that 1v1, but he hasn't been that impressive in this African Football League, and I think it's impacting huge on Ahly. He needs to step up his game because they are depending on him. He did so well last year, taking players on, creating chances, but he hasn't done it. So it looks like this Ahly team hasn't created enough chances in this African Football League.
Well, let's see what they can do from the corner kick. Of course, Ali Malul has come across to take this, swing it in on his left foot. Headed away by Kurtze, comprehensively so. Turned by Marwan Atia. Sundowns can break. Confirmation of that change. Tahir Mohammed coming on for Reda Slim. That will be a straight swap on the left wing. Maseko got himself in that challenge with Aliou Dieng. Tahir Mohammed could keep that ball in play on the far side. Still, they've not turned to Mahmoud Kahraba. He is, as you suggested, is a possibility, carrying a knock from the quarter-final, or it's simply a case of keeping him aside for the second leg. We don't know. Maybe Marcel Koller will open up on that after the game. It was the challenge by Aliou Dieng. Marcel Koller. keeps it in play. Of course, the name in terms of coach who links these two clubs is Pitso Mosimane, who enjoyed such success with both teams in recent years. Taufik under pressure. Pitso Mosimane, by the way, now working in the United Arab Emirates, managing there. I'm sure keeping a close eye on what's happening in this game today. Afsha. Now there's space on the far side. This might be the chance. Mohamed, having come off the bench, stays on his feet, trying to pick out Percy Tau. Ronwen Williams doing just enough again. The flag had come up. Kakaraba and the substitutes watching on. Frustrated that Al Ahly didn't make more of that. I think the flag had come up possibly against Tahir Mohamed in the first place, which makes everything that came after that academic, but nevertheless, it's not been Al Ahly's day in front of goal. As Sundowns make another change, and it's Tapelo Maseko who's coming off, as well as Tembazwane. Double change in the attack. Neil Mayema is coming on, and so is Lasiba Nku. Fresh legs for the last 5 minutes plus stoppage time. And listen to the ovation for Maseko.
I think Sundowns is trying to get another goal by bringing this offensive play. What a goal by Maseko. Great goal by Sundowns.
It's the speed of execution as well, the way in which he takes a touch, looks up and hits it just like that. There's no time really to think.
Exactly what he did, and goalkeepers have no chance, whether you can be the best goalkeeper or something. When a player takes you by surprise, it's very, very difficult. And look at that technique. In-step foot and then great finish by Maseko.
I suppose some people might question the positioning of the goalkeeper. Maybe the shot wasn't right in the corner, but really, we don't want to take anything away from the quality of the strike, the speed of the execution, and just a moment of class from Tapelo Maseko. Modiba. Down goes Akram Taufik as play continues. The ball into the penalty box. Allende going down this time. 1 or 2 appeals, maybe, hopefully, for a penalty, but I think it's just going to be a goal kick. Nasiba Nku, having come off the bench, making an impact right away. Rami Rabia has talked his way into a yellow card here. He felt that the referee should have stopped play for the challenge on Akram Taufik, who has stayed down.
That was a silly yellow card. You can't do that. You can't do that at this stage of the game. The team might need you in the second leg of the game. I don't know if he's getting a yellow card.
If that was the incident, you can see at the bottom of your picture Akram Taufik staying down as the Al Ahly defence managed to stop Allende getting his shot away. Nku having come off the bench, trying to set up Allende. Time running out for Al Ahly to get an equalising goal today. Mohamed, Malul making the run outside him, and he gives it straight to Mokoena. Again, the flag comes up. Mustafa Mohamed. Rabia not on a yellow card before today's game, so Koller will be relieved about that, assuming that Rabia keeps his place in the starting lineup for the second leg. Yasser Ibrahim, who's a substitute today, is another one who can slot into the heart of that Al Ahly defence. Keep on playing their way out from the back, Sundowns, even at 1-0 with 89 minutes nearly played. Anthony Modeste is coming on. It's a bit like Salah Mohsen before him. Found it difficult to really make an impact in this game. It just takes one chance, though.
We said it before that a striker like Modeste, he needs players to support. When you keep defending, then you're going to take him out of the game. And so far, he hasn't been any influential in this game.
20 goals in the German Bundesliga just 2 seasons ago for Cologne. Spent last season at Borussia Dortmund. Brought in by them after they lost the Ivory Coast striker Sebastian Haller because he was undergoing treatment for testicular cancer. Modeste managed just a couple of goals in his time at Dortmund. Minutes have almost come and gone. There should be several minutes of additional time at the end of what has been an absorbing semi-final first leg. The fourth official bringing up the board now. 5 more minutes to be played. Afsha, Marwan Atia. Afsha lifts the ball into the middle. Percy Tau maybe felt a little bit of a push. He looks around to the officials, hopefully. The Al Ahly officials and substitutes down there feel that could have been a penalty. Nothing given. Play continues. The Sundowns player requiring some treatment here with the game stopped for the moment. There's going to be more changes made by Rulani Mokoena. It's Abdelmounayim Boutouil, who has taken a knock. Moroccan defender. Should be okay. Then again, there will be some sore bodies tomorrow morning, I think, after it has been a physical contest today. Given the lack of time before the second leg, it'll be interesting to see how many changes are made by the respective managers going into that second game. Marcelo Allende comes off, Bongani Zungu comes on, just to add a bit of muscle in midfield for the final minutes.
I think they've worked tirelessly well. They've been able to keep possession. They've been able to dominate this game. So definitely there's some players who
the protests continue from the Al Ahly camp, and it's Mokoena who makes way for Moussa Lebusa to come on. He'll just play at the back for the last couple of minutes, and maybe Kutse will step forward into the position vacated by Mokoena. Made their 5 changes now, Mamelodi Sundowns, and 3 more minutes of stoppage time still to be played. Uda. Mendieta waits in the middle. Sundowns just keeping that ball moving. Zungu back the way. It's Rivaldo Kutse. So assured in possession. Changing their approach. 93 minutes on the clock. Ball will one behind for the goal kick, and it does look like it's going to be just the one goal separating the teams on the day. It keeps things very much alive heading into the return leg in Cairo in midweek. Ahly will hope that they're not left to regret getting an equalising goal. Clearly feel that they should have had a penalty. Percy Tau was knocked over in the box a few minutes ago.
I still think Ahly is depending on the second leg. You've got your peripheral striker who can bury the ball, but he decided to keep him, and they're not doing anything offensively. So it looks like they're still dependent on the second leg, which is not guaranteed though.
Has lost it under pressure. Malul has a wild swipe at that ball. It's picked up by Mendieta. It's time for one more corner. Too many men forward this time, but again, Kekana, Musa Lebusa and Rivaldo Kotze all come upfield. Clock is winding down, but if they get a second goal now, it could make all the difference in this tie. Swinging delivery. Shinawi coming for it, and let off the hook. That should be that. Mamelodi Sundowns have dominated this game pretty much from start to finish. Musa Lebusa able to divert the header on target, very difficult under pressure from El Shinawi. Referee be looking at his watch. Gone over the allotted 5 added minutes here in Pretoria this Sunday afternoon. Now then, Nku spinning away from his marker. Winning another corner. The referee will allow it to be taken. Some brilliant football at times today, Mamelodi Sundowns. Their fans have not stopped singing and dancing in the rain here.
They have really played a very, very good football in terms of confidence, possession, everything. They deserve the win today. But I don't know what's going to happen in Egypt.
It could be a very different game in a few days' time. Maybe just the chance there has come off the upright. El Shinawi was beaten, and the follow-up over the bar. Well, that is as close as they've come to adding to their lead here. The referee is just telling Shinawi to wait before restarting play. That was the header at the near post, which trundled along the face of goal and came back off the post to the relief of the Al Ahly defence. The Egyptians escape with a 1-0 defeat here today, and I think they're convinced that that keeps the tie alive heading into the return in Cairo on Wednesday. Mamelodi Sundowns absolutely dominant today. To an extent, Al Ahly might have allowed that to be the case, but Sundowns deserve their victory, and what a goal it was to deliver the victory as well from Tapelo Maseko. A brilliant goal early in the second half, giving the South African champions a 1-0 win here against their visitors from Egypt this afternoon in the first leg of the first African Football League semi-final. It finishes here at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium. Mamelodi Sundowns 1, Al Ahly 0. Asamoah, your thoughts on that performance from Mamelodi Sundowns today?
I think it was a great performance, although I think they could have done a bit more by getting the second goal. But I think so far so good. The game has been good. They dominated the game from the start to the end. And for some reasons, I don't know how Ahly approached the game. They couldn't convert any chances. They couldn't create any chances. But for me, I think Mamelodi Sundowns can still go there and dominate because they are a very confident team the way they play, and Ahly haven't been convincing since the quarterfinals, and that is my assessment. It can be a different ball game altogether in Cairo, but I still think Sundowns deserves to go through.
Well, fantastic atmosphere here in the stadium in Pretoria as the Mamelodi Sundowns fans celebrate that victory, that performance. As you say, Asamoah, there's every reason for them to believe that they can go to Cairo and play in the same way against Ahly. But it's a very quick turnaround. They've got a long journey, of course, to get to Egypt. Very different conditions there in Cairo. Mokwina's team are in the driving seat. Sundowns have a good recent record against Ahly. Shortly we'll take a look back at highlights from this afternoon's game, and of course later today the second semi-final first leg between Wydad Casablanca and Esperance of Tunis.
Can I go? Guys, can we go? Coach, first part of the job is done. An important victory at home. How do you take this victory going into Cairo?
Half-time. The message remains the same. We would have said it's half-time at 0-0. We would have said it's half-time regardless of what the scoreline is. But we are very proud of the players, very proud of the Yellow Nation, the supporters for coming out in their numbers to push the team and to support the team. They really, really pushed us in the second half, and very grateful to the Masandawana family, to the Yellow Nation for their support. And now we go again.
Thank you, Coach, and all the best in Cairo.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, sir.
Yeah? Upute umaseko.
let's just take a look then at the full-time statistics. And well, Mamelodi Sundowns' share of possession reducing slightly in the second half, but they still finished the game with 68% of the ball, and really absolute dominance from the home team. 14 attempts on goal to just 3 for Ahly, 4 attempts on target to 1. It was a fairly one-sided contest, but just the 1 goal in it.
Important victory that the club got today. Obviously, you leading the victory with that beautiful goal. Just take us through your thoughts on your performance today, as well as the team's performance.
First of all, I'd like to thank the men above. I'd like to thank the coach, my family, my teammates. They've been there for me when I was going through a difficult phase. I had a bit of a setback in adjusting the team. The loading, the games, the training was very intense. So that led me to injuries, small injuries. I'm out for 3 weeks, I'm out for 2 weeks. So it was a bit of a slow start for me, but I want to keep going and pushing. Another thing is the team. The gents performed very well today. They took the tactics from the coach and applied them very well in the pitch. And that led us to the goal, in fact. So it was a good team performance. And I'd like to thank the gents for being there for me all the time.
Thanks, Tapelo. All the best.
Thank you, thank you.
One, two. Coach, an unfortunate result, a 1-0 loss. However, you still can make amends when you go to Cairo next week. Just your thoughts on the match today.
Leider haben sie nicht gewonnen, haben sie hier verloren, aber sie haben immer noch dann eine Chance in Kairo. Was sagen Sie zum Spiel heute?
Ja, ich denke, wir haben ein gutes Spiel gezeigt in der Defensive. Wir haben in der ersten Halbzeit zu wenig Sorge zum Ball getragen. Und zweite Halbzeit sind wir dann gleich früh in Rückstand geraten, aber eigentlich nicht durch einen eigenen Fehler von uns, einen Fehlpass von uns und dann einen Weitschuss. Und nachher war das Spiel auch ausgeglichen und ich denke, wir hätten auch einen Elfmeter bekommen müssen. Ich weiß auch nicht, warum, also ist auch VAR mit dabei, aber warum man das nicht anschaut oder warum man nicht mal, glaube ich, nachfragt, ob das wirklich auch so war.
I think we've done a good game in general. In the first half, we was defensive, very strong, and we played a very defensive game. A little bit offense we must have done more offense in the first half. In the second half, we got a goal very early. It was our own mistake, a missed pass from us that caused the goal. After this goal, it was an equal game. I think we had a clear penalty. The referee should have seen it. And I asked myself then why the VAR is here when he's not checking such balls and such a penalty. We have a chance in Cairo and we are going to fight for our chances.
Thank you, coach, and all the best in Cairo.
Thank you.
Well, the first leg of this African Football League semi-final was dominated from start to finish by Mamelodi Sundowns here against Ahly in the rain at the Loftus-Versfeld Stadium. Didn't have many clear chances in the first half, though. Allende's ball into the penalty box wouldn't quite fall for the skipper Tembazwane, as Mohamed El Shenawi, the Ahly goalkeeper, was able to make the stop. Tabo Bokwena fighting another ball into the area. This was the chance in the first half. Tapelo Maseko with the header on target, well saved by El Shenawi. Tipped that ball over the bar for a corner. dominating possession. Ahly were happy to sit back and defend. They paid the price in the second half. A magnificent goal to give Sundowns the lead. Maseko collecting possession and just pulling the trigger. A stunning hit from range, finding the far corner of the net. And the crowd here erupting. A special goal, probably the best goal we've seen yet in this African Football League. That inside the opening 10 minutes of the second half was 1-0 to Mamelodi Sundowns. Great hit from a really exciting player. Sundowns continue to dominate, but the chance they really had to make it 2-0 came right at the end of stoppage time. And Bongani Zungu met the corner, and his effort came back off the far post. 1-0 it finishes.
شكرا ليك زميلي.